my third time trying to record this video because I forgot to plug in my mic. But anyway, what a way to kick off the World Cup. Mexico versus South Africa did not disappoint. And I think there's no better way to start the World Cup than that game. The way it all kicked off was just hilarious. You had Labubu's on the screen. I'll put it on right now. You had Infantino being booed by pretty much most of the stadium. Just nothing could have gone better and more funny than that opening ceremony. And then the game itself was just kind of fun to watch. Two teams that I don't think will go far in the World Cup, but will show a lot of passion. South Africa didn't really show much passion towards playing the game, maybe more towards rallying up and attacking the Mexican players. But I digress. Anyway, for those of you that didn't know or weren't watching, Mexico did end up beating South Africa 2-0 through Quinones and Raul Jimenez. And yeah, the first, I want to say up until the ninth minute when Quinones scored, it was kind of like tentative. They weren't sure how far they wanted to push ahead. And then Quinones scored, and then it was pretty much all Mexico. South Africa were really physical and kind of really trying to get at the Mexican players, rough challenges all around the board. And then, like I said, like talking about the goal, the South African goalkeeper kind of just gave it away to Mexico, the Mexican player, who then kind of just nutmegged the goalkeeper. Generational oral loss. I'm gonna lie, like giving away the ball and then getting nutmegged right after for a goal is awful. it's just it's so funny to see that happen. But yeah, and then after that, um, South Africa just kind of just stopped playing. Almost, they kind of just stopped pushing. They had like 3 touches in the opposite in Mexico's penalty area in like 30 minutes or so, which is just insane. I don't know what they were thinking, try not to push it. And then they had a water break. And sure, it's the World Cup. It's really hot in the US. It's very humid. I'm just dying and just even here sitting in like with my fan going. But having an ad play during the World Cup is crazy. Like hearing the commentators say this water break's brought to you by Powerade and then cut to a couple minutes of ads is just insane. That's just so stupid. I watch soccer not for the not to watch ads because I just like watching a sport that is just uninterrupted. It's that's why I like football so much. But right after the second half, Mexico got back pretty much right on into it. Uh, there was a really good save by the goalkeeper to deny Raul Jimenez. He was like fully stretched out too. It was like a really insane save. And then not long after that, like maybe a minute or so, it went off the post. So almost was 2-0 before the second half had ended. And then right after the second half started, South Africa got their first red card through an unfortunate name of Sithole, very close to that word. And he kind of just was a clumsy challenge. He just took him out from behind, kind of just last man attacking, or last defender, I guess. I can't speak for some reason. But yeah, just clumsy challenge, giving away for no reason when he could have just kept trying to put him off by running next to him almost. But yeah, after that, it was pretty much doomed for South Africa. Like, Sithole is I think one of their better defenders that they called up, and losing him for like a game or two, or however long the ban is pretty much just ruined South Africa's chances of just getting out of the group. I think, and I think before the second red, I think they had a harder time progressing after that. And then after this red card, for some reason, by Sithole, it was just Mexico's really passive for some reason. I think until they brought on that teenager, the Mexican teenager, I think I could hear the Mexican fans saying that they were really like they were whistling and like really trying to get their team to like attack the goal because like obviously in your World Cup in the group stages goal difference matters, especially for the teams that might get third because it only takes the 8 best third place teams to the round of 32. And kind of just sitting back is not what you want to see for your team. You want to push, get more goals, stat pad, as one might say. And then in the 67th minute, very funny number. Uh, insane cross to Raul Jimenez, who scores his first World Cup goal. And it's actually just a great story because in 2020 he fractured his skull and like pretty much almost died, and when he was playing for Wolves, and being able to come back from that and continue scoring like he does in the Premier League, and then even in getting onto the World Cup squad and scoring in this World Cup is just this is a great story, feel good story, honestly, uh, for him. And and then after that, they had another water break, which was very funny because the commentator was talking about his story. He's like, "It's just a great story." And now we're on to the water break, sponsored by Powerade. I just started laughing. It's just it's so stupid how the corporate profits have eked their way into football. Profit over game, I guess, but whatever. And then I don't understand how this wasn't a pen for Mexico. I'll try to find an image and put it on the screen for to describe it. But if I can't, basically the South African defender kind of just body slammed. I think it was Jimenez. Could be wrong. And then kind of just like knocked his legs and just like took him out pretty much inside the box, and it just wasn't a pen. I think that is given as a pen in a lot of leagues around the world, and I think it's crazy that it wasn't given as a pen. And then I kind of started kicking off for South Africa. They kind of started just had heads lost. They knew they weren't getting anything out of the game. They started just kind of getting rougher and rougher of their challenges. Pretty much right after that no pen call, a South African defender kind of just pretty much took out a Mexican player almost like at the ankle, which was crazy. He only got a yellow card for it. And then kind of just a little bit, kind of bit more passive, or bit more passive from South Africa, and Mexico kind of calmed the game down. And then Swain from South Africa was trying to get through on goal, and we're trying to get around a player actually to receive a pass, and kind of just start smacking a dude on the head, one of the Mexican players. I was like so confused when the ref went to the VAR board, and when I saw it, I was like, he's got to go. Like you're in a match. There's cameras everywhere. You can't get away with just beating a dude's face for no reason. He could have just pushed him out the side, but like smacking his head is just it's a crazy way to try to make a play happen. But yeah, he went, and that pretty much down to 9 men. You'd think it's just over for South Africa at this tournament now. Losing two of your better starters, two red cards in the first match is not a good look for any country. And then I think the ref just wanted to make it even more memorable and gave a Mexican defender a red card for something that's never a red card in any of the leagues on earth. I see those types of challenges all the time in the Premier League, in La Liga, the Champions League, the Europa League, even in MLS. Like never a red card. I don't know why he thought it was a red card. I don't know if he just got riled up because the players for Mexico were like talking to him because of a challenge that they thought they should have had a foul call for. There's just no call. But either way, just setting him off just capped it off the first match with it being 10 to 9 players on the field. It, it's just probably the best way to ever sign off a match. But yeah, that was a great game to end off the afternoon on, and hopefully the Czech Republic and South Korea produce something as memorable, maybe more goals, but hopefully it was something as good of a performance as South Africa and Mexico did have this afternoon. But I'll probably have that in a video combined with the other game tomorrow, or I might put that just upload in the morning. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know.